Hi everyone, welcome to Phoenix Live.
Today, Gandhian idea of trusteeship holds relevance in the current scenario. As people live lavish lifestyle and destroy the resources, recklessly indebting future generations. On ethical and behavioral part, Gandhianism has much significance today because society is witnessing the degradation of values. The day October 2nd, we are celebrating birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. Today, Phoenix Live have a distinguished guest, Dr. Michael Warren Sonnleitner, a Fulbright scholar from USA, who taught at St. Thomas College, Palais in the year 2010. He is an elected trustee of Portland Community College, Oregon, USA. Dr. Michael has authored a book, Gandhi and King, Soul Force and Social Change.
What is the relevance of Gandhi to the world today? What does Michael Sonnleitner have to say? I would summarize a simple response by saying, Gandhi believes in karma. Karma is not depending upon whether we believe in it or not. Karma, the law of cause and effect, we will reap what we sow, is a reality that has existed for all time. If you believe in karma, if karma is real, as it is, then Gandhi is relevant. If we were to be a little theoretical about it, we might say, Gandhi believes in truth, love, and voluntary suffering. That is, he believes in sat, ahimsa, and tapas. Truth is something that we are seeking in this life. We don't understand it fully, but it exists. It absolutely exists. We have only little pieces of it while we are living, and we can share that piece with others and hopefully come to understand to a greater degree the whole nature of the elephant or whatever we're looking at. Love is the way to truth. Ahimsa is the way to sat, because if we are fearful of one another, we don't learn from one another. If we don't learn from one another, we cannot understand higher levels of truth. Voluntary suffering is necessary. Tapas is necessary, because if we retaliate to others, they become fearful of us. And if they're fearful, they do not share with us. And again, we don't understand higher levels of truth. So we necessarily need to be seeking truth through love, nonviolence, and be willing to voluntarily suffer for what we believe so that others may learn from us and we may learn from them. That is karma. The means become the end. The ends don't justify the means. The means justify the end. In the same way as an apple seed becomes an apple tree, you're not going to grow democracy from dictatorship. Democracy is sown, democracy is reaped. This is not complicated. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your belief in soul, whether you're a theist or an atheist. It is universally true. Some of you are looking at what is over my left shoulder. This is Godzilla. Godzilla is one of my favorite monsters. You can see old Godzilla movies and understand why I laugh. Because Godzilla was created in the storyline of Godzilla movies from atomic testing in the South Pacific. It was a monster created by human beings. And it came to help us understand how we are reaping what we sow. In this case, if we're having faith in nuclear weapons. We need to keep humor. Gandhi believed in humor. The world needs for us to laugh at ourselves, even as we work to change the world to be more at peace with itself. Now, back to the more practical. How is Gandhi relevant today? He said, "My life is my message." And so I look at the history books and, well, history is past. I'm in the present. The past does not apply to the present. Well, maybe to some extent that is true. But we can learn from the past if we don't want to repeat the problems of the past in our own future. Today we are creating a future. We are reaping what we have sown in the past, collectively. And it is not good. According to the United Nations, we have a world where by the year 2030, 1 billion species may be extinct. How is that possible? Well, we are destroying the climate for them. We are changing the weather systems. I say them because we're a very creative species. We'll probably be among the last to become extinct. But we are killing our neighbors, other species. Certainly we're killing other people in our greed. The world does not have enough space for 7.5 billion people to be greedy. Let me illustrate with a strange fact most of you don't know. 5 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the United States have as much wealth as 50% of the population of the United States. 5 people have more wealth than 150 million people in the United States. If we look worldwide, we have 50 super billionaires having more collective wealth than half of the entire population of the world. Is this sustainable? Gandhi, what is the consequence of this kind of greed? Extreme separation of rich and poor, not just suffering, but extreme conflict, war, fighting over resources, destruction of the rest of the planet as we rape and pillage its resources. This is the consequence of our own culture of greed. Gandhi is relevant. Can you see it? If you can't see it, then you may very well be part of the problem that will destroy all of those animal species and ultimately even destroy us. Give it down to even a lower level. One person, Jeff Bezos, who is the chief executive officer of Amazon, a major U.S. company. One person, Mr. Bezos, has recently become the richest person in the world, having achieved personal wealth of $200 billion. Well, so what? I want to be like him. Okay, well, think about that. What are the consequences? Half of his $200 billion has come during the first 6 months of the COVID-19 pandemic. What? Yes, he was overcharging his customers for products on Amazon. He was overcharging for masks and other protective gear. So many things. Well, he provides jobs. He helps all of us. Well, kind of, maybe. He has 876,000 employees of Amazon.com. If Mr. Bezos had been content as a billionaire with only $110 billion in January of 2020, his employees could dramatically have improved their lives. If he were to give back to them $105,000 each, to each of the 876,000 employees that he has, he would give away about $92 billion. If he did that, he would still have as much money in his personal wealth as he did in January of 2020. Why do you need to almost double your wealth at the expense of your employees? Why? Greed? Mr. Bezos, you will die. Sooner or later, we all die. This body ceases to be. Can you take $200 billion with you to the grave or to the funeral pyre? Would it not be better to be known as the most generous person on the face of the planet? What would Gandhi say to Mr. Birla in his own time, or Mr. Bezos now? Give it away. Give it away. It only enslaves you to your own wealth. The people starve as a result of your greed. Species become extinct as a result of your greed. Well, I don't understand that, Michael. What are you saying? How can that be? How do we impact the planet? Well, we develop economic development, yes? We increase our production. We produce more useless items like electric toothbrushes. We need more food to satisfy the bellies of all of these hungry people. Michael, we must advance. Gandhi is in the past. No, he's not. He believes in advancement of humanity through appropriate technology and respect for nature. What does that mean? It's abstract. It's very abstract. Okay, put it this way. We may need to live simply so that the rest of the world can simply live. We deserve to have a reasonably comfortable standard of living. We should so live as we would have the entire world live. We deserve no more than the poorest of the poor. Let us share our wealth and let us live with nature, not exploiting it. That is the recipe for long-term sustainability. To respect the environment, and then the environment, of course, will respect us. This is not complicated. We must seek truth by living as nonviolent and loving a life as we can, being willing to suffer voluntarily the consequences of our actions and of the actions of others upon us, because if we love others who do not love us right now, that will hurt. We will have to take their violence upon ourselves. It is the only way to stop cycles of violence. We must do unto others as we would have them do to us. We would not want them to kill us, so we should not seek to kill them. This is not complicated. It is karma. Gandhi is relevant because of the law of karma. If you don't see that, then best wishes to you for a future. I don't think we have much of a future without accepting that reality. Best wishes to you all. To those of you at St. Thomas College in Paula, I miss you all, and peace be with you. Bye-bye.